Be an ant.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go!
I mean, listen, the kids always going to pick. But as a dad, you can influence that kind of fandom for sure.
Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a Wondery show. And we are your hosts. I'm Travis Kelce, my big brother Jason Kelce out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Shout out to the Cavs, baby.
Yeah, how about that?
Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, man. Yeah, shout out to the Cavs. Subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with one S for fun clips throughout the week. And this is the part of the show where Jason tells us what we have coming up.
Well, 92%, we got another great episode. This time brought to you by Liquid IV. It's one of the greatest weeks in the NFL because it's draft week.
Draft week.
It's lottery time across the NFL.
Dreams are coming true for everyone.
Oh, it's glorious. And if you've been waiting for your chance to see New Heights live, we've also got another great announcement for you. We are going to be announcing that later, it looks like. We also have Charlize Theron is here.
Let's go!
Awesome new movie coming out.
Talk a little Apex.
Before we get into any of that, let's get into some of that new news.
Before we do anything, we have to have a moment for this slice of brisket. Jay, look at this fucking guy right here. Oh,
shout out to the cameraman or woman, whoever took this photo.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Lane and Kelce Johnson's wedding.
So good. Shout out to Lane and Kelce, man, for tying it, man. That's awesome.
I thought I looked horrendous at this wedding. This photo came out really good. Probably a good angle, I would assume.
Where'd you get the scarf and the bolo?
We landed in Nashville. That's where the wedding was. We went straight from the Masters. You and I were at there. And we wanted to get a bolo, me, Bo Allen, cowboy hat. We go in there. I didn't love the bolo tie selection. It was okay. And then there was like one that was, it was like just like a little thing with a ring around it. And I was like, oh, like that one looks dope. And they're like, well, that's more for like a scarf. And I was like, oh, maybe should I do a scarf? And everyone's like, yeah, why not? Let's see what it looks like. And we got the scarf. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to rock it. I don't know. I've never wore a scarf, but I kind of dig it.
Dude, you fucking made this scarf fucking rock, dude. This is awesome.
It was on for about 30 minutes and then was off. But yes.
We got to let it breathe. Got to let it breathe in there.
Yeah.
The Kelce way.
It was, the look definitely really came together in a way that I was not expecting. Wedding was awesome. It was like a big reunion. So many former players, offensive linemen. It was great. It was a tremendous time.
That's awesome. Man.
Band was awesome. People were dancing.
Gotta love a good wedding band, man. Fuck.
It's in the middle of a field. Like
the ranch wedding.
I felt bad. I mean, it was just like a pop-up barn in the middle of like some tall grass. They came out of a pasture. They all just kind of like walked down. Seriously, it was great.
I wouldn't expect anything else from Lane.
I was like, man, Lane, that's a long walk for my man Lane.
Shout out to Lane and Kelce, man. It looked amazing up there, and we also got a little bit of Jason Kelce back on the ice. Are you jumping into the Battle of Pennsylvania with the Flyers and the Pens going at it?
I wish. In another life form, maybe, but
dude, you look the part.
No, we set up this.
You did look the part.
I do not look the part, especially if you watch the video. If you watch the video, I can't skate at all anymore. The kind folks over at Bauer were setting up. They're outfitting me. They saw a video I did earlier this year with down in Jacksonville. There's an awesome facility where it's like a bar, sports bar inside of an ice rink.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, you got a little men's league action, yeah.
So there was some of that, and they said, hey, if you want to get outfitted with a bunch of gear. So we kind of set this up a while ago, even before the playoffs were clinched. And they got me some skates. Skates are probably a little too big, so we're going to size it down maybe a tad.
What are you rocking? I got to resize. I haven't gotten any skates in a while.
They were 13s, which usually go a size down from a shoe. So it was a 13 skate. I think I'm more like a 12 and a half. Like, I don't know. We're going to try the next one down, see if it fits a little bit better. But it was all like personalized. It was really cool. Awesome for Bauer to do that.
At this day and age, you don't need to be fucking out here like feet like fucking in there so you can get quick feed. And like, you just got to be comfortable out there.
I agree. You want comfort. So we definitely were going with the Supremes as opposed to the Vapors. But the Supremes now, they're not like as thick as they used to be. They're still.
Bauer Supremes, man, those things were fucking sweet when we were kids, man.
It is crazy seeing the difference of like technology and the equipment now from when we were playing when we were younger.
Did you guys watch hockey at all this weekend?
Did I? Dude, Flyers. That Flyers game was fucking awesome.
Do Philly and Pittsburgh have beef?
It's a rivalry for sure.
I wasn't aware of how much hatred there was until I got online with it. And
who was it? Senators in Calgary? Fucking as soon as the puck dropped, fucking Kachuk again. Fucking
our guy Kachuk and Stahl. Yeah,
usual suspects.
I know he plays for Ottawa. I don't know who the other team was. I forget who else was there. Oh, it's Carolina.
Hurricanes. Yeah,
but yeah, Philly Pittsburgh was good.
The last time the Flyers were pretty good with Giroux, Hartnell, who now does like the post game commentary. Jakub Voracek. Those guys were playing the Penguins in the playoffs the last time early in my career. It's been a while since they've been back. I mean, they might have been back one more time.
Penguins fans were reminding Flyers fans of this, yes. And Flyers fans were threatening to kill the Penguins at the zoo. So, like, it was a good spirited back and forth.
Sounds very Flyers fan like.
Oh, you guys, how many guys got? We'll kill the Penguins. You're like, okay, guys, chill.
I just love playoff hockey. They're cross-checking each other off the puck. They're like.
And the rest are
Couturier is murdering people.
Did you guys watch the Sabres game at all? The first how many years they've had a playoff game?
I saw the tailgate from the Sabres.
Dude, the rollerbladers?
That was the best.
That's honestly, it was Buffalo,
fucking,
man.
Yeah, no,
Buffalo,
the arena
dude.
was
Sabres Mafia, look out.
Sabres Mafia. Watch out for the Bladers, dude.
They had rollerblades.
What, like,
that's such a good bit.
It was great. But yeah, playoff hockey is just by far the best. The game is so fun when it's.
You going to go to the game when it gets back to Philly?
Yeah.
I would love to. I think I won't be, unfortunately, I'll be out of town. Their second game is tonight in Pittsburgh. I think I'm out of town by the time they come back to Philly.
I'm going to go to the Flyers game without you, Jason.
Go for it. They're fucking awesome. They're a good time.
Philly doesn't love me unless I'm with you.
Dude, if you show up to a Flyers game, Philly will be all in.
They'd fucking boo me the whole time.
Yeah, you probably get a little bit of booze, but they'll also, you understand.
I love
Philadelphia
boos.
booing.
Boos are cheered to me. I love a boo.
Philadelphia boo is kind of like also a term of endearment.
Yeah, it's a sign of respect.
I don't know if it's respect.
In some ways. Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
Mm.
It's more like a acknowledgement of annoyance.
Yeah. But when I show up in my fucking Eric Lindros jersey.
You were a big Flyers fan growing up, actually. That was your team.
I had a whole like floor to ceiling poster of Eric Lindros. And I was just like, if I could just be this tall and sweet.
LeClaire was your guy. That was the guy you talked about a lot.
I was 88 in
all in
hockey. Yeah, I was 88 in my 88 I always thought was a fucking dope number.
Lindros is the man.
Tony G.
LeClaire. Brindamore. Those are some fun Flyer teams.
Dude, fuck yeah.
I was always into the Avalanche growing up because I liked Forsberg and Waugh and Rob Blake, Sakic.
You guys weren't big Mike Madonna fans?
I like Mike.
I love. You know what?
We didn't have a team in Cleveland, so we really were. We like players.
We were fans of the big names on every fucking team. The Blue Jackets didn't come around until we were in
later
middle school.
Yeah,
and their junior Jacks were in our Cleveland Suburban Hockey League for some other fucking reason. Maybe there wasn't a big league in Columbus yet. But I just remember wanting to fucking beat the shit out of those kids every single time. I was like, what the fuck, junior fucking the fuck out of here.
I'm with you. I felt like
I think I actually did. Sure. I think I fought a coach actually.
Fought a coach? That's aggressive.
It got bad. I scored 5 goals and was talking shit to their bench. And then at the end of the game, we were shaking hands or doing the everybody skates past each other.
Yeah.
And then their player fucking hit me. I hit him. Then I got into a brawl with the players. The coach that was in the line shaking hands grabs me by the back of my jersey. And I just said, what the fuck? Wow.
Sounds like the coach instigated.
You're on the fucking ice.
Standing your ground.
You're on the ice with shoes on. So now it looks like he just got knocked out by an 8th grader. Ed Kelce, Big Pop's fucking mom called him. I'm on the way home. He's like, don't ever do that when I'm not there. Don't you ever put your mother in that situation. I was like, I don't plan on hitting a grown-ass man ever again in my life, Dad.
That was not a choice that I wanted to make. There's a weird moment in a kid's life where you realize that you can beat up a fully grown adult.
And that was one of the moments I was like, okay.
I don't know if that's true for everybody, guys.
I'm a little taller than this guy, definitely towering over him on skates.
I think you guys maybe are at different athletic abilities than some of us.
Mine was with Dad himself. We were like in the house, and he had just like, I did something where I was mouthing off to him, I'm sure. But I was like mouthing off. I don't know what I said to him to get him so riled up. And he just like, you think you're, the big tough football guy? You think you're the big guy? And he like tried to like wrestle me to the ground, but he just kind of like fell and like was like ankle biting me basically. And I just like fell down because I was like, oh my God, this is like, I feel so bad for Dad. So
playoff hockey, playoff basketball, it's a fun time to get your fix in, man.
Going from March Madness to playoff basketball and playoff hockey, this is a very fun, and the Masters and golf heating up too. It's a very fun time for sports.
Fuck yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The ending to that fucking Harbor Town with Scheffler and Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that, man, that was a fucking fun one to watch. All right, well, biggest piece of new news. Fuck it. We're going live. That's right. We're taking the show on the road. New Heights is live in LA. We're taking our talents West Coast. We're going to be at the Orpheum Theater June 15th.
We're talking surprise guests, big time audience interaction, all the usual New Heights energy live in front of a crowd. That's right.
Baby.
Team USA is kicking off the World Cup in LA. So we got to be there to cheer them on.
Let's fucking go USA. Come on, baby. Come on.
General on sale for the 92%ers begins April 27th. We'll put the link to buy tickets in our bio. And also over at the Kelce Clubhouse. It's going to be fun.
Dude, I can't wait,
We've done a few of these before.
Yeah.
We've done one in Cincinnati. We've done one out in
Kansas City.
Kansas City for the draft a few years back. We did somewhat of one down at the Shore with a little beer bowl action.
Multiple, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
It's going to be a blast at the Orpheum Theater, man. That we're trying to get that thing packed and rocking, and we're going to have a whole bunch of games and a whole bunch of guests, and I'm sure it'll be another electric evening for the live shows, man. We're pumped for it.
Always is. Always is. All righty.
Little t-shirt cannon. I owe Jason a fucking t-shirt cannon right in the fucking side of the dome. Guy shot one at me from fucking 3 feet away.
It didn't connect. It
definitely connected. I remember.
New news, new merch. That's right. The New Heights Essential Spring Collection is here.
Ooh, baby. We got some.
You guys have been asking for it. We finally have New Heights crew necks. As you see right here, that's not a crew neck. That's a nice t-shirt Travis has, but that is also a cool design. The crew neck, the Cleveland Heights tee, the Globe hoodie. Ooh, that one's actually sick. I like that one a lot. The New Heights monogram tee. All of it is now available on KelseyClubhouse.com. If you want to support New Heights, wear some merch, show people that you're fans of the show.
I love wearing these things.
Or just get us to give you a big high five the moment we see it. I mean, high five in a picture for New Heights merch wearers for sure.
And it's a fucking good shirt, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This material and everything is some of my favorites.
Whoever did their homework on the materials and sent them to us, they did a great job.
Fantastic. Love it. So go to KelseyClubhouse.com. Grab some merch. We got some good shit for you guys.
All right, 92%ers. You know we've got our No Dumb Questions dropping soon, but there's also a special Target exclusive version of the book. It's got even more dumb questions that didn't even make the cut to the regular version. It's a director's cut, if you will, of No Dumb Questions. That's right.
Ooh.
So if you want the full experience with all the wisdom we could possibly cram in there, make sure you grab the Target exclusive edition of No Dumb Questions. Pre-orders are live now. Links in the bio below. And remember that all the pre-orders of the book, you can get exclusive sticker packs. Who doesn't love stickers? Just pre-order the book from Target or any retailer and submit your receipt.
Love it.
And we've also got a bonus episode with Jeff Stoutland dropping Friday.
Ooh, this Friday. Let's go, Stout.
We've been trying to figure out this Jeff Stoutland episode for a while. Initially, we were going to tag it on to another guest episode, but we felt like Stout deserved his own episode. Was highly instrumental in my career and a lot of Eagles' career. So excited to launch this one on Friday. It's not only Stout, it's also got a roundtable with Jordan Mailata, Brent Selleck. There's a lot of Eagles-centric talks in there. So if you're interested in that, you're going to want to tune in. I think it highlights one of the best coaches in Eagles history.
He's one of the best storytellers of all time, too, man. He's so fun to talk to, man. And he's got stories for days. And it's just such cool insight. Like sitting here talking to Stout just on the pod alone and really hearing how much he loved this game and he loved teaching this game. And he just loved being around guys that desired that knowledge, man. And really, took that knowledge and ran with it, like yourself, like a Brent Selleck or a Jordan Mailata. So I'll even be tuned in. I missed the roundtable, but I got some action in with him here on New Heights.
Awesome. Well, last thing, shout out to Bacon.
Patty Bates.
How about that?
So
hole in one.
So a lot of people don't know this. I went on an epic golf trip last week from Ohoopie's Match Club to the Masters, which is probably the two top destinations in the state of Georgia to play some golf and to see some golf. And yeah, my guy DJ Young Chuck, Charlie Grace, kind of pioneered the entire weekend and helped us get into Ohoopie. But even then, man, Patty Bakes on hole 5 fucking hits his first hole-in-one at Ohoopie Match Club. We're going nuts. As you can see, he has the beers in his hands. He had just shotgunned a beer before the actual hit. Walks up to the hole. Couldn't see the ball go in, so we're walking up to it. He thinks he hits it over the green. Ah, fuck. God damn it. He's all pissed off at himself, holding his beers in his hand. He walks up to the hole just to peek in it, and sure enough, that ball's laying right there in the cup, man. And we all start going nuts, start chugging beers, and about 5 beers later, after 3 holes, Bacon's walking around like, anybody got any heartburn medicine? God damn it. I got too excited. But from going from Ohoopie to the Masters, we then saw Shane Lowry right after I talked to you on that front lawn.
The next day,
hit a hole-in-one on 6, and we were up at the top next to the tee box. And if you've been to the Masters, hole 6 is it's a drop, and you had a beautiful look at the hole. And man, that thing was tracking it the entire time. And the tee box turned into a fucking mosh pit. Everybody starts banging shoulders, going nuts, throwing beers in the air. I'm like, this is the Masters. You can't do this at Augusta. But sure enough, man, when you hit a hole-in-one, it doesn't matter where you're at, man. The people are going to go nuts. So shout out to Shane for dropping that in. And shout out to old Patty Bakes getting his first hole-in-one. And it was an epic weekend of a lot of fun with some of my closest friends. So it was dope.
I can't tell you how jealous I've still never seen a hole-in-one. You saw 2 of them that week. There are 4 that happened in the par 3.
I've seen like 6 hole-in-ones in my life, and the closest I've ever gotten is Waste Management, where it dropped to like 4 feet. I can't even get close to a hole-in-one. I've seen Pat Mahomes literally shoot a skyrocket in the air, go in the cup, bounce 20 feet out of the hole, and then had like a 40-foot putt that he almost drained. Like, I've seen some fucking crazy shots on some par 3s, man.
We can't move on from this without taking a look at this picture, this very proud picture of Patty Bakes on the green right after his hole-in-one at Ohoopie. And without giving a shout out to just the most glorious calves in the history of the world. It's honestly like, it looks like they're implants. Like, it doesn't look like it's possible for someone of that stature to have calves like that.
He got Botox in his calves.
Like, if he was a woman, you would for sure think he had a BBL in his calves. But he's not. He's not. It's just his natural body makeup.
Implants. These things are hilarious. Dog, one of the funniest things. This is what AI is good for right here. One of the wildest things is that Ohoopie actually has zebras on property. So when you're playing, and Jason, you played there. It's an epic course.
They're over the fence.
They're over the
like
fence,
on the other
but it's on property.
You
can definitely see them.
Yeah.
And it's one of like the unique things about the course. I grabbed like a putter cover that's in the shape of a zebra. It's one of my favorite putter covers now. One of the homies decided to AI Bacon on top of a zebra.
Dude, but this is good. This is how you know it's AI. Those are regular calves. Those are not Patty Bakes calves.
Patty Bakes calves would never look that. I mean, no, those are kind of meaty too.
That's not enough, though. That's not enough.
Patty Bakes. Oh, that's epic with the garage beer in his hand. More fitting than the Miller Lights that he was out there crushing on the course. So good, man. Shout out to Patty Bakes. And that's it for new news.
Thank you to our partner, Liquid IV. When it comes to travel,
which is fucking huge. He goes from the NFC to one of our AFC rivals, and don't love that because Sexy Dexy is a big piece to being a really good team.
There's a picture of him going viral, and he's just like of course, he's huge.
Enormous.
And people are like, oh my gosh, he's out of shape. Like, guys, he's a fucking nose guard.
He was like,
he's going to be just fine.
What should I wear? Maybe I should wear something like a black shirt or something slimming.
Yeah.
There ain't no slim in that motherfucker. He came through.
I'll speak on Dexter because I had to block him. I mean, and for me, I feel very lucky that I got to play him young in his career before he had figured out all my tricks that I tried to use against him, because that was the only way I was surviving. You know, what's really interesting with Dexter is he really flourished when Wink Martindale got to New York and used a lot more 5-man fronts, head up on the center, shades on the center. He got a lot of one-on-one matchups, and he would just, I mean, there was not really a lot of centers in the NFL that could block him. And he's still great rushing from the 3 technique in the B gap over guards. But that was like kind of when it really took off. And Wink would also bring these blitzes from all over the place. So you had to be worried about that stuff as well. So you couldn't just double him.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how he's utilized in Cincinnati. You know, Al Golden predominantly 4 down. He'll play 5-man fronts. You know, getting this guy, I would really try and find ways to give him one-on-one matchups with the center, put him over the center in 0 techniques and 1 techniques early downs. You know, I'm obviously not a defensive coordinator. I don't know the ramifications for a lot of that stuff. I just know, watching the tape from a few years when Wink was the D coordinator and he was doing that, he was virtually like unblockable. I mean, you would watch the tape and it's like, God damn, guys, like it just destroying centers. And I mean, he is a massive human being. He's every bit of 6'4", if not 6'5", over 340 easily, and can move. He's a dancing bear.
That's so cool.
And he, even when and you see it when he's doing his Sexy Dexy, which you do not want to see. So this is a big ad for the Bengals. I hope they utilize him in a way that, you know, really accentuates when he's had the most success in his career. So yeah, big move for the Bengals, a big pick. This is the first time the Bengals, I think, have given up a top 10 pick for another player, in a long time. I saw some stat that is not in the rundown, but they haven't traded away a top 10 pick for a player in a long time.
They kind of been notorious for going through the draft instead of kind of giving guys contracts like this. But I mean,
yeah,
Sexy Dexy, he got him at least a 1 year for 28, was it?
Whatever it is, it's top of the market for nose guards.
I thought it was going to be way up there.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of an outlier because he's a nose guard, but he also rushes on 3rd down at the 3 technique spot. So, you know, I think he's so dominant when used properly, or in ways that he has been dominant, that, you know, it's worth every penny. And controlling the middle of, you know, an offensive line stops the run. It generates pressure to allow edge rushers and people to get after the quarterback in the pass. It's a really good building block for a defense. And they already have Joe and T and oh my God, why am I blanking? Jesus Christ, Brown, Chase Brown. Are you frozen?
No, I'm trying to see where you're going with this.
Well, they already have all that on offense. So obviously they come with
Jamar
this piece.
Chase, not Chase
Jamar
Brown.
Chase. God damn it.
Chase Brown was the safety for the Eagles.
I was waiting for you to kind of help me, but you just let me flounder there. Thank you, Travis.
I floundered as well. I was like, who is he talking about?
They already have, all right, so they already have T. Higgins. They already have Jamar Chase. They already have Joe Burrow. They have a lot of offensive firepower. Yeah. They know that they want to win now. They go out and get Dexter Lawrence. Hopefully adds a lot to a defense that has really been a weakness there in Cincinnati. Look forward to seeing what that looks like this season.
Hell yeah.
Trav, who are the Chiefs taking?
I don't know.
In the draft,
we're going to find out.
You're lying. You know exactly who you're taking. They always tell the players.
Yep. They tell me everything. No, I think I'm just hoping for a guy that loves ball, man. You know, I think one of the things that you just want to have when you get back into the building after a season like last year, man, you just want guys that love what they're fucking doing. And I think it's one of the things that I look for in these young guys when they come in is this: how infectious is your energy? I need that out of these young guys, man. And sometimes, you know, it takes a little bit for a guy to like get comfortable in his shoes and to really like show his personality. But Coach Reed says it best, man. We want you to show that personality. We want you to be yourself. and bring the energy to the building, to the everyday grind that we can just go and unleash out on Sundays. And I think, that's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to in seeing who we're going to go and draft this year is, how much energy and how much fun they're bringing to the squad.
If you're conducting a top 30 visit, what is your number one question to see if a guy's got it?
Just your knowledge of the game.
I don't know if there's one question.
There's no one question. I'm gonna ask you questions about a lot of things in terms of your knowledge for the game, how you acquire that knowledge, what's that process look like. I think a lot of these young guys, at least what I've seen in college football from the time that I've been there to now, is just that leap into the league. You just don't know that you don't know enough about football. And so the guys that have a good understanding of what the other side of the ball is doing, has a good understanding of how to have success multiple ways through the offense that's in place. I just think you get a head start on that. And I want the guys that are ready to play now, especially if you got 2 first-round picks. I want the guys that are ready to play right fucking now,
This is my thing when the top 30 visits, I feel like a lot of the responses are so pre-planned by guys. It's hard to know when a guy is being himself, when he's trying to do what an agent tells him. I don't put too much stock into asking questions there. If you want to put guys through tests on the board, there's certain positions, obviously quarterback, center, where it's good to get a gauge of what their football IQ is. Put question or give them verbiage the first day. Then when you get with them the following morning, you re-ask verbiage to see how well they retain information. I've heard questions I know it. One of the questions they used to ask a lot was are you a dog or a cat person? And some coaches felt like dog people were more team centric, whereas cat people were more isolated as individuals.
So fucking no day.
I think a lot of it is so nonsense.
What was the craziest top 30 visit you went through?
I only did 2. I did 3. I take that back. I did a Kansas City Chiefs one. I did one with the St. Louis Rams, who Coach Spagnuolo was the head coach of at the time. Sat down with him in the office. And then I did a late visit with the Eagles. And that's when I first met Howard Mudd and Eugene Chung, the assistant O-line coach. And I felt like of all the visits, the Eagles visit felt like it went the best. I felt like the whole process, the Chiefs were the most interested. So I thought there was a chance I would go to Kansas City. But for some reason, leaving that building, leaving NovaCare, it felt like Howard Mudd, me, I got to talk to Andy. It felt like the whole visit went really well. And it felt like there was a lot of interest there too. So, I don't remember any crazy things. What about you? What's the craziest question you got?
Dude, they put me in, I was coming out in 13. Mike Shanahan was still a head coach in the National Football League. Yeah. And he was a head coach at Washington. And that was the legendary, LaFleur, obviously Kyle Shanahan, McVay.
Sean McVay, yep.
All these.
That's where it all originated at.
Yep.
Well, it really originated in Denver with Mike and Gary Kubiak, but yeah.
Yeah,
Mike
you already know. That was, and so I didn't even know at that time meeting all those guys in that building was going to turn out to be what it is today. The craziest thing that ever happened, I wasn't even in a room with a football coach. They sent me to a shrink and I started doing these little table games, like problem solving, games, I was like a toddler almost. And it was how do you put all the rings onto this, hole without, you know what I mean? It's little games like that. And they would time it and they would ask you questions afterwards. And it's just problem solving games. And the shrink in front of me looked like they were just jotting down numbers and scores and all this shit. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with football at all? And I guess
I kind of love it though.
But I guess this was kind of one of the things that Shanahan does. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, this is one of the things that Shanahan does that kind of gives him an understanding of how well you can problem solve. And how well and process and how quickly you can do it and how quickly you can figure something out on your own without being told what the point of the game is. And I think that was kind of a fascinating kind of shock of like, is this why Mike Shanahan's so good? He's just getting all these guys that are good at these like jigsaw puzzle games.
It's a pretty dang good system as well.
Yeah, I guess it was like one of his ways of like getting a guy in the building and seeing his problem solving skills.
I do like that. And so even at the combine, there's 2 different tests. I don't know if you remember.
I still to this day want to know how like my score was. They didn't tell me
on the puzzle.
Yeah, they didn't tell me.
Oh, that one. Okay.
They didn't tell me how like good my scores were compared to all the other guys that they brought in. I wanted to know so bad how good I did on that fucking like part of.
We got to get Kyle Shanahan. Dude. We got to get Kyle Shanahan in here and find out what your score was.
It's documented somewhere.
Come on,
right?
Coach.
Either that or Mike.
They definitely they don't erase. They don't erase any of that stuff.
Mike's got it.
At the combine, they would give you 2 tests. They would give you the Wonderlic test, which is what everybody knows is like the predominant like level of like measuring like intelligence or IQ.
In the NFL world,
yeah. But the other one that I thought was far more applicable to football intelligence was the puzzle test.
You did a great fucking job on the fucking Wonderlic, didn't you?
I was always bad at Wonderlics and SATs. I wasn't bad. I was always average at them because I'm a slow reader. I don't read quickly, and any time tests, I just don't finish the tests. Like the Wonderlic, I only finished like 26 questions, and it's like 50 questions long. So there's no way I'm going to have a good score. But I felt like the puzzle test at the combine is more applicable for football. It was like a book, and you would have to like list what shape was next. And like each time the puzzle would get harder.
The concussion test, yeah.
It's really a pattern test. Puzzle's wrong. That's why I didn't do good on the Wonderlic. But stuff like that, stuff like these little games, I do think is better at generically gauging like how well somebody recognizes patterns, spatial awareness, like an intelligence that's more applicable for the game of football rather than, how well you can answer a full-on sentence in a Wonderlic test. Like, I just don't think that really tells much about. I've seen guys do great on tests like that and have great SAT scores, and they have no idea to tell if a nickel's blitzing. So I don't know, like it just doesn't do that much for me. You know what I mean? It just like doesn't do, not really that into it. I did think at one point we had like a pickleball court in our weight room. We had like a little outline and guys could play like in the off season.
Yeah, of course.
And I used to tell them like, dude, whenever you get a top 30 guy in here, just bring him down here and let's play some pickleball. And I'll tell you if he's like worth the shit. Cause you could tell just by stupid games.
No,
and Nick Sirianni said the same thing with like, I do agree. It doesn't.
He said the same thing about basketball, right?
Well, he said the same thing about rock, paper, scissors, which I think is even more like not true. But like, I do think if somebody's not competitive and they don't care, that's a red flag to me. Cause like, it doesn't matter what game you're putting in front of me. For the most part, I'm going to try and figure out how to win.
What about shadow boxing?
I just don't want to play it. It doesn't interest me to play the game. But if I was doing it, I would be trying to do it. I wouldn't be half-assing it. Like if I'm playing pickleball and somebody comes on to play pickleball and they're like just like clearly uncoordinated or like not giving a decent amount of effort, I'm like, yeah, fuck this dude. You don't want this guy. He's gonna quit quickly.
You're fucking insane. If that's your job interview to be the fucking scout team or scout for the Eagles, man. Hilarious.
I don't think it's a fair assessment.
I don't need to watch any film here. Just bring them on the pickleball.
Well, of course the film matters more. I'm just talking about getting a gauge for their overall competitiveness and desire to win. But
hilarious.
I will say this. And the reason I got this theory was all the guys that I played in pickleball in the offseason that just were not fun to play pickleball against because they sucked with effort also coincidentally sucked as football players.
No correlation there. I'll take your word for it. Well, the Eagles are.
Well, hold on. Speaking of, yeah. So, but you just mentioned something like obviously the tape is the most important thing. When you're watching tape, what are you looking for?
First off, you have to be a competitor. You have to show your love for the game, your competitiveness, how much you want to compete on every single play. That's one of the things I think needs to be like higher than a lot of the other attributes. Is like, does your love for the game show on the field? How much do you have that desire to play this game? Does it translate through the building? Is it infectious to the guys around you? And things like that. And then on top of that, it's defensive understanding. And you can tell by how guys, depending on what route they have, how they stem, how they attack players, how they attack leverage. If it's man-to-man coverage, I want to see how much of an artist are you? Are you creating a route within the concept? And I'm not saying doing your own fucking thing. Like,
no,
all I'm saying is that, if it's a slant, I'm not just running 3 steps forward and hitting a 45-degree angle.
I know the basic concepts of the slant. How do I take it to another level?
Even if it's zone or if it's match zone or something like that, you got a player often inside. Like, what does that angle look like coming inside? Is my angle at a certain degree to where I can get to the ball faster than that defender can? You know what I mean? Like the angles and how guys are coming out. Some guys just have a natural feel for that. And I think all of that you can definitely see on film for sure.
Dude, I'm glad you're bringing up all of that. I think all that's really intriguing and interesting, especially with the draft coming up. There's going to be a lot of new guys realizing their dreams of playing in the NFL for the first time, getting into these OTAs and camps and then training camp coming up in a few months. And I used to get asked a lot by like young guys, like, hey, what's advice? Like, what should I do? What do I need to do in training camp to make the team? Things like that. I'm like, dude, you need to stand out. These coaches are looking at guys every single day, right? They're watching tape. And do you want to be a guy that they're just watching? It's like, okay, right guard did his job, right tackle did his job. Or you want to be a guy where they're like, who is this guy? Where are you separating yourself? Whether it's you can separate yourself in the meeting room by being very cerebral, attentive, asking questions, and being very involved in discussions, right? That's one way to do it. The one way that is guaranteed to separate it, if you play harder than everybody else. And I know that's like it's a moniker.
If you watch my college film, that's what got me the recognition. That's what got me to stand out.
If you finish to the echo of the whistle, if you're the last one to stop every play, every single scout, every single coach, everybody looking at the tape is going to be like, who the fuck is that guy? Right? So I don't know what you want me to say. Yes, there's going to be limitations that everybody has. Maybe you're not the best pass blocker. Maybe you're not the best run blocker. The one thing you have control over is your effort, right? Come into camp in shape and finish.
That's what I'm saying. The first thing I want to see is how much do you love this fucking game? How much do you want? How much do you want to compete on every fucking play? And don't get me wrong. There've been, times in my career where I had to evaluate myself and be like, am I showing this? That play was fucking unacceptable. That play is embarrassing. You know what I mean? And it's moments like that where you're just like, I got to get my shit fucking going. And there are times where I've seen that on the biggest stages and I've been fucking embarrassed.
We were playing, I forget what game, what year it was, but there was like a play. I think Carson was a quarterback and the entire offensive line was just standing. And I just remember like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I just standing? Is it because I'm tired? Is it because I thought the ball was gone? I have no fucking clue. All I know is that that's not acceptable, right? So what do? After practice, you go and run a couple, like you almost like punish yourself, or if you are out of shape, you get yourself in shape. Those are the only options. And then after every single drill, after a game like that, where I felt like, hey, I need to get better effort, I would go in and run 5 to 10 yards after each thing. And it'd be annoying and it'd be stupid sometimes.
And I'm more tired in practice than anybody else, but I'm going to, 100%.
I'm going to train myself and condition myself that this is the standard. This is how you react. Anyways, back to these young guys. You are marketing yourself. Each and every play you are on the field to the coaches, to the scouts. And what Travis is saying is exactly right. Your competitiveness and how hard you go is going to be one of the things that is every coach is going to love.
It's fiending for they're drooling to find a guy like that.
Yeah. Now you got to be able to be good enough too. That's not alone, but you want to make the team. That's a damn good start. And that's something you can control.
All that shit is infectious. When you get guys flying around on defense and everybody's at the fucking ball and everybody's fucking getting excited for the guys that's making the fucking big hit. You watch Seattle's defense last year. Those guys fucking loved each other, man. Those guys, every single fucking tackle was a fucking celebration. Granted, they were making some fucking big hits and making some big tackles and rallying to the fucking football. But the 49ers have done it in years past. When our defense is at the top, I see it. It's infectious. And I see that on the defensive side of the ball. I'm fucking excited as a player that's on that team. I'm going to fucking match that energy on the offensive side when I get a first down or I get a big catch.
Having great players obviously matters, but I do think that like half of being good on defense is just playing relentless energy and rallying to the ball, right? And coaches preach it, but dude, if you guys are truly doing that, it is so hard to execute offensively. Now, you got bad players, but that's a big component of it. Yeah. And that's one common thing that all great defenses do have.
Yeah. The one thing I always tell guys is, bro, understand the other side of the ball just as good as you understand your side of the ball. Like if I'm playing, like I think one of the coolest things that you specifically, kind of taught me without even telling me was you knew the defense because you played linebacker in that system. You know what I mean? When at Cincinnati, when you moved from linebacker to center, you understood gap assignments. You understood how safety rotation happens. How like if there's a rotation over here, something has to happen on the backside for everybody to be balanced and for a defense to be sound. And it's like when you understand what the other side of the ball is doing to the point where you could literally point out what guys are doing before the snap, it makes you play at a 4. If you're a 4-5 guy, it makes you play at a 4-3. If you're a 4-7 guy, it makes you play at a 4-5. You know what I mean? Because you're more alert and more precise with your movement, and there's no wasted time. And it's like when you find guys that it's working faster up here, you know what I mean? Whether they're a 4-3 guy or a 4-5 guy or a 4-7 guy, like I was, like what? When you find guys that are making it happen faster here, the timing of the offense, the ability to be there before the ball on defense, the natural instincts that you have, and your training instincts, you're training your mind to fucking think fast. You're training your mind to not only think
just
fast,
go,
but
not even think, just go.
But that's the thing, and you're reacting, and in practice and in film study, you're creating these instincts to be able to, when you recognize something, you're immediately doing something to react to that to benefit you. That's one of the biggest things for me when I'm watching film and seeing what guys are doing, or really evaluating myself, is like, how am I using the ability to understand things at a high level to play faster, especially at, you're getting later in your career and the body just doesn't move like it used to.
Dude, I wish I knew what I knew late in my career when I was early. You know what I mean? What's crazy about offensive line, I got better as I got older and more unathletic, which is
it's crazy.
It's not the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to. I didn't make an all-pro until I was 28 or 29 or whatever it was, right? Like I'd made it all after my prime. But that brings back memory to me. Kobe Bryant came and talked to our team in 2017, the year before that we went to the Super Bowl that year.
Subtle flex. Okay.
And normally I'm not a huge fan of like basketball relations to football. Like I think it's a different sport. And anyways, Doug had Kobe come in and talk to the team. And he said a couple things he said one thing that resonated with most people. And they said, what's your mindset in the game? Somebody asked him. It was something along that lines. He said, I wanted to make the guy across from me quit. I wanted to make the guy across from me not want to play basketball. And I remember everybody being amazed at that statement. And the guy said, what advice would you give to any young player? And Kobe said, be curious. Try and learn as much as you can.
Yeah.
And all of these fucking idiots were talking about how cool it was that he wanted to make the other guy quit. And I'm like, where do I do with that? There's nothing I gain from having that piece of information. How about be curious is such a fucking awesome way to say, knowledge is power, man. Learn as much as you can on how you're supposed to operate, on what the guys around you are operating on, and what the defense is like. Having all of that knowledge is going to help you be such a better player. High-level executives are like, oh, man, he wants to make the guy across from him quit. Cool. What the fuck do I do with that? How did he get to be such a good fucking...
How did he make him quit? You know what I mean? No, he made him quit because he was so fucking good and a step ahead of his guy that it felt like there was nothing the guy in front of him could do to fucking stop him.
It was such a profound disconnect with, like, how did you guys hear those two statements? And that was the one that you're like, that's going to really change my game.
But the curious part is, like, it's not just like hearing your game plan. It's not just understanding the defense's like scheme. It's like you're being curious on like, oh, well, if they do have the one coverage that might stop this play, how would I still beat it? How can I manipulate them to open up a window? Or how can I beat this defender up to get myself open in time with the quarterback? And it's just like being curious isn't just doing the job. It's finding what those
problem solving.
Exactly. It's problem solving with problems that don't seem like they